tape of this because I hope you do so you can see me when I'm famous and older and remember me of this beautiful little girl.
Kim K Superstar is now Vivid Entertainment's #1 selling sex tape of all time!
That Kim and her entire family profited a whopping $600 million from Britney's conservatorship.
Woe-is, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean, look at
They would have Michael Jackson.
or worse. Yeah.
Her mama made us go shoot it for safety. She watched the mother and said, hey, we're gonna go with the first one because the first one is better. It gives my daughter a better look than the second one that I made y'all go do. But you watched it?
I never thought that an episode on Kim Kardashian and the Kardashian clan / Jenner clan would leave me feeling a bit scared. This rabbit hole gets deep, guys. Gets real deep. Pause.
Kardashian. Who do you like?
Kardashian? What's mean Kardashian?
Do you know the Kardashians?
It's even better.
I don't know.
You don't know them.
Is that English?
That's English.
Okay, guys, so today's episode will be on Kim Kardashian, her legacy. What got her to fame? How did she get there? What were the tactics? What were the relationships? What were the drugging and blackmail and lies and fraud that got her here? We discuss it all. But before we get into that, I'm gonna need you to do me one big favor. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. The next goal for this channel is 1,000 subscribers. So I'm gonna need your help. I'm gonna need your engagement, comment the things that you wanna hear me talk about. Put it into the comment section. Like, dislike if you don't like it. Say I'm chatting shit, I don't mind. All engagement is good engagement. But without further ado, we're gonna get into the episode.
A tape of this because I hope you do so you can see me when I'm famous and older and remember me of this beautiful little girl.
Okay, so what was your introduction to Kim Kardashian?
Really?
I know most of you probably know who Kim Kardashian is, so I'm not gonna bore you with that. I'm gonna give you a little back history into who she is. Born Kimberly Noel Jackson. She was born on the 21st of October 1980, which makes her a Libra. Shout out to Libras, I'm a Virgo, apparently we get on. So me and Kim would have got on, who knows. Anyway, she was born in Los Angeles to Robert and Kris Kardashian. Well, Kris Jenner now, but Kris Kardashian at the time. Robert Kardashian was a famous defense attorney. You probably know him through the O.J. Simpson case. But for those of you and my younger viewers who don't know the O.J. Simpson case, it was massive. That high-speed car raid chase had the nation and most of the world media on tippy toes, on a standstill. It was a massive case. And as discussed many times in Keeping Up the Kardashians in different interviews, it divided the family. The family were far apart.
Because my ex-husband was on one side and, I was kind of on the other. The kids were in the middle. And it was trying to explain this to children. And then OJ had called and, everybody lost so much that night.
But Robert favored Kim a lot. He talked about loving his whole family, but Kim in particular. He also said that Kim's a very beautiful girl and it's something that she should be aware of and not let anyone take advantage of her.
Her dad wrote her a letter saying that her body would garner her attention from men, but that she should know her self-worth. And only lastly, her mother put Kim on birth control at only 14 years old. This ultimately put Kris under a lot of fire.
What?
In which she explained that as a mother, you protect your children.
Sadly, Robert Kardashian passed away due to a cancer. Kim speaks about her love for her father a lot. So it's a wound that she's discussed. It's something that helps to understand her backstory and maybe why she jumped from man to man. I don't know. I'm not going to play armchair psychologist today. She's had, before her big movie break.
Last thing that I want as a mom is for my past to be brought up 20 years later.
She had she had a few pushes into fame. She had a few pushes into celebrity culture. She was on the Hills for a little bit. Well, Kris actually tried to get Spencer from the Hills to manage her. Unfortunately, he didn't take her and he's probably looking back at that with massive regret. Anyway, she was on the Hills at one point. She was Paris Hilton's closet manager. Many people think that she was her assistant, but no, she was a closet manager. She was stylish. Any of the clothes that the celebrities didn't want, that she was styling and managing their closet, she sold on eBay. So from a very young age, she was very industrious, had a firm understanding of what and how business worked and how to get her way up the ranks. So one of her first relationships was Nick Lachey, who was married to Jessica Simpson, and it was actually post that relationship she quickly got with Nick Lachey, which just goes to show Kim has impeccable timing for dating people. However, it would be unfair to talk about a backstory without covering that she was married to Damon Thomas. Damon Thomas, who is he? No one big particularly, but he was a music producer. I say married, she more eloped. She more eloped. Allegedly high on ecstasy pills. And you'll notice there's a little theme with Kim. But anyway, allegedly high on ecstasy. She was married for 3 years and she got divorced because her partner, who was 10 years older than her at the time, was apparently abusive, controlling, and separated her from her family. Now, that sounds very sad, but you'll soon come to find out that things the Kardashians say, we don't know if we can always take it on face value.
I was just gonna handle this shit legally, right? And just hit you in court and just... DM never seen her, but she was playing with me and she know I had the sauce. So I said, somebody better hit me back right now or I'm spilling all the beans and I'm taking y'all down. She hit me right back.
Getting divorced in 2003, she then met Ray J. How she met Ray J was, well, she was the closet organizer / stylist for Brandy at the time. Brandy's also how she met Kanye. Funny, Brandy created a butterfly effect for Kim that really is hard to compare. Anyway, she met Ray J. They got together, they got romantic. Ray J said about her at the time,
it was so many different things about her, but let me say that beyond the love, I felt like she had like star quality, and I felt like she could be really big, so it happened.
Yeah, he didn't seem to be the most glowing about her personality, seemed to be where she was headed. But anyway, they made a whole movie that we all know now.
MK Superstar is now Vivid Entertainment's #1 selling sex tape of all time!
And then Kim is sprungboard into fame. She now has a reality TV show, which ironically was coming out the same time it was leaked. If you think it's a coincidence, you will find with the Kardashians, there are many coincidences that after a while you start to think, this ain't a coincidence. This is strategic.
Don't believe me. I'm a true liar.
However, the sex tape was her first big controversy. And she seemed to paint the picture that it had been leaked, that it was stolen from her bag in the airport. And it's important to say this about the Kardashians, Kim and Ray J's relationship in particular at that time. They were relatively unknown. Rob, yes, was very known for his defense of O.J. Simpson and ended up being a part of the dream team of defense attorneys. However, Kim, relatively unknown, even in Hollywood and LA circles, which is where she resides from. So for us to assume and believe that someone would go out of their way to steal her sex tape was murky at the time. However, she was very convincing, spoke about it all over season 1.
I did ecstasy once and I got married. I did it again. I made a sex tape, like everything bad would happen.
You were high on ecstasy when you had that sex tape?
Absolutely. Everyone knows it. Like my jaw was shaking.
Used it as the backdrop to discuss and as a main storyline of season 1 in Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which, I have my suspicions about.
All of these came out before Ray J's world was about to get rocked once again, because Lil Miss Kris Jenner had a lie detector date with James Corden, and who was watching it? Ray J. And our petty king Ray J didn't like what he saw. Ray J decided that it was time to tell the whole messy, ugly truth about what really went down in 2002.
And I'm looking at somebody mama lying and just really just laughing at make me look stupid when you know you was the mastermind and then go out to dinner later.
So now, after 15 years, we've finally come essentially to present day, and on September 8th, 2022, Kris and Kylie Jenner participated in a segment on the James Corden's late night show. Now, the segment in question, a lie detector test in front of a live studio audience. And y'all, if you thought that James, Mr. I should have probably passed on doing cats, Corden, wasn't gonna stir the pot, you'd be wrong. So very wrong.
Then I've lunched at the tube on cabbage.
Now, after introducing John Leo Grogan, a supposed world-renowned examiner, which we will get into that, who would be assessing their responses, Kris was hooked up to the totally real and not at all proven to be easily tricked machine. You know what, actually, we're gonna experience this together, okay? Grab something to drink, get an extra snack if you need to, and saddle up.
Are you ready for this next question?
I don't know.
I'm gonna show it to Kylie just to see her reaction.
I'm sweating.
Oh my God.
Okay.
It's the build for me.
Did you help Kim release her sex tape?
Oh shit.
No.
You just want to make, I don't know why I made that sound, but I did. I just want to say this now. The fact that Kris is trying to say or act as if she didn't know the questions that were going to be posed to her is hilarious. Again, I got at this point, the reason why Kris Jenner took this lie detector, the reason why she was on James Corden's program in the first place was to promote the new season of Keeping Up the Kardashians that had moved from initially being on E to Hulu. So we're now bringing up the sex tape and definitely trying to confirm that it was not leaked. When you've moved your you've moved your TV show to a new platform. That's not strategic, is it? Check out the rest of the clip.
No.
True. Of course it's true!
Thank you!
Of course it's true!
Of course it's true, of course, clearly. Ray J sure doesn't seem to think so. Turns out that he also watched this episode and he had some thoughts. In a post on Instagram that has since been taken down, the number of times that I've said that, Ray J called this segment, and I quote, a janky fake lie detector test, and went on to do his own digging into the so-called expert that Corden hired, finding out that he attended unspecified multiple lie detector academies and has a whopping 2.5 rating on an unclaimed Yelp account. He also made a video in 2012 with AOL about how to literally cheat a lie detector test. So, you know, there's that.
Yeah, I thought I'd just put that clip there just to show that the lie detector, though it said that Kris didn't leak it, she was telling the truth, the lie detector turned out to be a hoax, turned out to be something that was illegitimate, or at the very least, turned out to be something that could be manipulated in order to lie and look like they're telling the truth through the lie detector. So that's the Kardashians, people. Always up there for integrity.
Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
Check out the next clip.
The dam has bust wide open, and Ray J was about to air all of the Kardashians' dry cleaned laundry.
I don't know what the do you think this is, but you have with the wrong person, period. You have with the wrong black person, period. You don't the wrong black man. Oh no, you don't the wrong one. I was just gonna handle this shit legally, right? And just hit you in court and just get what I'm deserved from all of y'all being foul and trying to defame me and trying to make me look bad. When you know what's up. In 1 hour, I'm having them send everything I got. We going through receipts tonight, Kris. We going through receipts tonight, Kim. And I'm looking at somebody mama lying and just really just laughing at me. Like, you're gonna try to crush my career, make me look stupid when you know you was the mastermind, and then go out to dinner later and eat with your rich friends, huh? And just say, well, we over again. We always Ray over. He's our little scapegoat when we want to just feel like we like special and somebody. Y'all sued Steve Hurst, that's a lie. $5 million, you never got $5 million. You can't print those documents up, they don't exist. You never got no money from Steve, you got $400,000, just like I got $400,000. We signed the contract the same day. You got the same contract I got, except guess what? You rushed me to sign the contract because your mama was rushing me to sign it. So guess what you did? You signed my deliverables in your handwriting, right? Because you was rushing me. So you signed my deliverables. Kim Kardashian got her handwriting and her fingerprints all over my contract.
Ray J might not have even signed the contract himself. According to the allegations, Kim Kardashian signed the contract in his name, which last time I checked might be pretty effing illegal, but what do I know? And at the same time, if Kim is signing contracts in hers and Ray J's name, then this shit could not have been leaked without her consent because she and Mommy Dearest orchestrated the entire S-tape from the very beginning, allegedly. And as for whether or not there's more than one tape,
and guess what? The third or the second they've been trying to play me on, that shit called Santa Barbara. Her mama made us go shoot it for safety. She watched the mother and said, hey, we're gonna go with the first one because the first one is better. It gives my daughter a better look than the second one that I made y'all go do. But you watched it?
Yeah. I think the weirdest part is watching it. Now, I didn't mention this earlier because I was trying to not bore you with the Kim Kardashian backstory. But remember I said earlier, Kim, when she was very young, people would comment on her beauty.
Her dad wrote her a letter saying that her body would garner her attention from men, but that she should know her self-worth. And only lastly, her mother put Kim on birth control at only 14 years old. This ultimately put Kris under a lot of fire.
What?
In which she explained that as a mother, you protect your children.
Alongside that, we've now just seen a clip prior to the clip I just showed you where she watched her daughter's sex tape.
Let us pray the pimp's prayer.
And picked out the best one. Now, I'm gonna get on to how they treated Ray J, how they've manipulated the situation, and how they've lied. But, wow. For the mothers out there, please put into the comment section, even if you were trying to capitalize off your daughter's sex tape, would you watch and pick out the best one? The fuck? That sounds like a threat. But she seemed to do that willingly, and you will find that Kris ain't afraid of the dirty side and sexualizing her children in any way possible for a quick buck. However, it's important to address this. How they've treated Ray J, I never thought doing this episode that I'd feel sorry for Ray J. Shout out to my girl Swoop, who I got these clips from. Her research helped make this episode possible. I'll put the links down in the description for people who want to get in-depth research into these particular scenarios. However, I couldn't believe, after watching those clips, after researching that episode, that topic, that I would feel sorry for Ray J, how they've manipulated the situation. Even the text messages that Ray J posted just left me feeling quite sorry for him. Kim was clearly scripted, told what to say, all treating this like a fucking document of legal rights. It was kind of sad, and it just shows how the Kardashians chew and spit out boys like they're nothing. Like they're nothing. Kim has also engaged in yacht girling due to her mother.
For those of you unfamiliar with the term, it's a practice when extremely wealthy people pay girls to spend time with them on yachts, and the girls are often referred to as yacht girls. Emily Ratajkowski talked about these things in her book, where she recalls the time she was paid $25,000 to attend the Super Bowl with Joe Low. Joe Low's the same guy who was accused of siphoning $4.5 billion from Malaysia's 1MDB sovereign wealth fund. Kim Kardashian also was associated with Joe Low. Kardashian told investigators that she was first introduced to Low in 2009 and met him about 6 times overall, including 2 instances when she gambled with him. Once she was given about $350,000 in chips and was given a trash bag full of $100 bills estimated to be worth $250,000, which she later stowed in her carry-on bag during a Southwest airline flight back to Los Angeles.
What's even sadder is that her mother orchestrated the whole thing. I feel like that's why Kylie's the way she is now, sad and lifeless, because no matter how much money and fame they get, nothing can erase the memories of the things she's had to do to get to where she is.
And you just find a disturbing trend where there is sex to be sold. Her mum has no problem being in the mixer. And this sex tape, carte launching her career and keeping up with the Kardashians, just goes to show her legacy was based off not only controversy, but a lie. A barefaced lie. And another thing that was really sad when I was doing the research into this was that it's not just that it was a barefaced lie. There were so many tell signs that it was a lie. It is illegal to post a sex tape without both parties' consent. They tried to play it off as if they sold it to Vivid in order to gain some sort of control. Ray J exposes the truth. And I know I need to say alleged, and it is alleged, but I do believe Ray J in this case. And it's just rather sad, man. It's just rather sad that they really tore down Ray J's reputation and made him look like a dick, all to benefit themselves. And I know sometimes Ray J can do it by himself.
Stop. Stop. You're a bitch. Stop. You're a bitch. What? You're a bitch. Stop. Stop.
Pushing Princess into the pool aside, that wasn't right. And how they conducted business was bad. But that's not where the rabbit hole ends. I actually originally was going to talk about her relationship with Chris Humphries here, and I thought...
Really fast in this family is the men have no say-so whatsoever.
The biggest scandal about the Chris Humphries situation was whether or not the relationship was a hoax or not. It got proven in court that it wasn't a hoax, it was a legitimate one. He tried to get the marriage annulled because they were divorced after 72 days. Well, she filed for divorce after 72 days. However, I knew that's not why people would come here. And I knew there was a bigger elephant in the room.
You're the one that's like, so what do you expect? The guy married a whore. Like, what?
Oh, Lord.
Like, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, married her because she was one. Not he didn't know. He understood that he wanted that. He courted that. That's what he wanted to base his family on.
She got a good heart, though.
Yeah. I prefer the term sex worker than whore because she uses relationships like strategic moves on a chessboard. She also works these guys. She works them. She gets things from them. And you can see a clear shift in the status, appearance, style of Kim pre-Kanye and post-Kanye. It is as clear as night's day. And I thought that is as big a part of her legacy that we need to cover here than any other. Again, with Kim, it's always scandal. They initially met through Brandy, but they got romantically interested with each other when Kanye was with Amber.
I met him, I think in 2002 or 2003. He was recording a song with Brandy and I was her friend and vividly remember, hanging out with him and I remember he was asking his friends like, who is this Kim Kardashian? And he didn't know what my name was.
I remember seeing pictures with her. I think she was in Australia with Paris Hilton or something and reading her name and telling my friends like, man, have you ever seen Kim Kardashian?
Are my wife, and it affects me when pictures are too sexy.
You built me up to be this sexy person and confidence and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And just because you're on a journey and you're on your transformation doesn't mean that I'm in the same spot with you. So.
Okay, all right. Hey everybody, I just got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of family and media tries to promote something. I said, I am not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney.
Kim seems to have no problem strategically aligning herself with relationships. Remember when I said earlier, Nick Lachey broke up with Jessica Simpson, big relationship at the time, had the internet buzzing. You have Ray J, the situation with Ray J, the lick sex tape. Ray J was more famous than her at the time. Also, remember Reggie Bush? Reggie Bush was an internet sensation coming out of college. The only way I can describe him is for my American viewers, it's akin to Zion, and when Zion Williamson came out of college. And for any of my viewers in the UK, I could only compare it, and I am not exaggerating here, to something like Saka or Bellingham when they first were bursting into the scene. Reggie Bush was an internet sensation. He was touted to be the best running back of a generation. Never quite lived up to him. People think he was overhyped. However, she has always aligned herself with men who boost her profile. In introducing Kanye West.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got talk is because you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that.
See, the relationship between Kanye and Kim is extensive and it can be its own episode by itself. Trap Lil Ross did a fantastic job covering it. And I don't think I could do it as true justice. They had many ups and downs, many tumultuous moments. Kanye himself, let's not lie, I do love Kanye. I love the old Kanye. I wish the best for the new Kanye. However, they had many back and forths. They had the beef on TikTok.
This is a trainer, but come to find out, he was actually Canadian intelligence, but this is my trainer. So this shows you the kind of handlers that are around the superstars in California, right? So it says, I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words. And everything that is discussed is based in fact, and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. This is the way a Hollywood trainer was talking to me to force me to go and apologize, right? You think about if Harley was part of intelligence, right? What kind of people you think are surrounding my kids? God, I just need to protect my children. You protect the children. I know our nannies, some of them are Christian. You touch them, please, God, today, and have them bring my children to Sunday service this morning. The devil ain't gonna win. You get what I'm saying? This is gaslighting. Kim gets black people out of prison. You know who puts black people in prison? The person that the boyfriend has a tattoo of, Hillary. You understand the setup right here? You understand the narrative right here? God, please, in your son's name, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, please make sure my kids come to Sunday service. Please. Amen.
Now, I know Kanye's rants can be nonsensical, and when you see how Kim discussed the situation, it can make you feel like, Kanye, are you taking advantage? Are you kind of picking on the mother of your child, affecting her mental state, which is very important, not just for the mother, but for the child too? But when you dig a little deeper with the Kardashians, you not only find are they manipulating the situation and you can't trust everything they say, but you can't even trust what they're putting out. You got the TikTok with North, Kim and Kanye's first child, and she's there innocently playing with Ice Spice. Innocent as day. Nothing wrong with that, right? However, you then have the next day, Ice Spice being an ambassador for Kim's new clothing line. So Kanye being worried that his daughter is going to become another extension, another marketing tool for the Kardashian and Jenner brand seems to be true, especially when you look on the page. You can see that Kim uses North's TikTok as an extension, as a further new pillar of the Kardashian marketing and branding side, which is a shame. Some people may think, hey, get her to work early, but she's only 10 years old. You're not supposed to be on TikTok when you are under the age of 13. Secondly, she promised to be the one monitoring it.
Mom, I'm live.
No, stop. You're not allowed to.
Okay, bye.
Come on. Is she really live? I don't know. You're not allowed to.
And it has been as clear as day that Northie, has gone on TikTok numerous times without her mother knowing or consenting to it. So Kanye's worries, despite him going about it the wrong way, seem to have quite a lot of validity. And on top of that, I'm not comfortable at all with a 10-year-old being on TikTok with its over-sexualization. And on top of that, the Kardashians will sexualize you. Underage too. Kanye said it himself.
There's two things I said. Tell her security not finna be in between me and my kids. And also tell her don't have my daughter wearing lipstick on TikTok or don't have on TikTok at all if I'm not approve that. And I said it after it was done without me knowing. And then it happened again. So I feel like it's some poking the bear trying to antagonize me or create this like crazy narrative.
But the rabbit hole does not end there.
And like the Kardashians, everyone's leaking tapes, the government's letting people know some things that are on tapes, but Kris Jenner has been on audio tapes, but this what they got Kim for? Hold on, y'all watch this.
We're closing in on Kim Kardashian. The FBI investigation, initially a tremor threatening her carefully constructed image, has morphed into a full-blown earthquake threatening to engulf her entire empire. Leaked information paints a picture of a woman who allegedly used a seductive facade to mask a ruthless ambition, wielding stolen documents and secrets like weapons. Kim Kardashian has found herself at the center of a sensational scandal, with federal authorities uncovering a shocking plot allegedly orchestrated by the reality TV star. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, has disclosed disturbing details, accusing Kardashian of a scheme involving drugging high-profile men in order to...
The rabbit hole definitely gets deep. I'm gonna add this. All that we're talking about now has not been verified. She has not been trialed. It is all alleged. It is all speculation. It is potentially all bullshit. So I don't want anyone assuming it's true. I don't want to get sued. I'm covering my back because I am way too broke to be sued by the Kardashians.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
That being said, that leaves us very uncomfortable, and the rabbit hole doesn't even end there.
People began to do some digging to find out what the tea was, and girl, they discovered a lot of disturbing things. It all started when a woman on TikTok who goes by the name BB the Songwriter posted a very explosive video going into details about how Kim and Diddy were involved in Britney Spears' conservatorship and how Kim tried to do the same thing to Kanye when they were married. So apparently, Kim has been working on the side with infamous Hollywood manager Lou Taylor in a lot of her business dealings. Now, for those of y'all who somehow don't know who Lou is, she's the owner of the Hollywood management company TriStar Sport and Entertainment, where she manages several celebrities, including Diddy, Justin Bieber, and literally every single one of the Kardashians. Lou was actually the mastermind behind Britney Spears being thrown into a conservatorship, and she reportedly tried to do the same thing to Lindsay Lohan too, but her parents were not having it and dragged her to court. But that isn't even the worst of it, because y'all remember Kris Jenner got exposed a while ago for opening up that church called California Community Church, where all the members are required to pay $1,000 a month membership fee and donate over 10% of their earnings to the church as tithes. Initially, people thought this was a scheme orchestrated by Kris to help her and her daughters get a tax write-off, but it's looking like it's much bigger than that. Apparently, Lou Taylor is also a board member at this church, and they've been secretly receiving huge sums of money from Diddy to use in paying off his victims. Since the money's coming from the church, it looks like they're just donating money out of the kindness of their heart to these victims, when in reality, they're really paying hush money.
Okay, what's a conservatorship? A conservatorship is when a group of people, typically managers, people who have a vested interest in a person, take over the legal and estate of a person due to them losing their mental faculties. The fact that the Kardashians are linked vaguely to the conservatorship that happened over Britney, potentially doing it to Kanye, we know it's something that he himself feared. There were talks about doing it to Lindsay Lohan, and the fact that this Lou Taylor character has been around for a long time in these conservatorships leaves you a bit uncomfortable. You've seen them engage in shady business before. I may not have mentioned it, but a part of a segment that got cut out of the initial episode was one where they got involved in the Kardashian card, the dodgy card that was sold underage, that was sold to young people that had high interest fees, which eventually was cut out and disbanded, and now the website stands as an example of celebrity fraud credit cards, which has a great tinge of irony. There's also the Ethereum Max scam, the crypto scam that they were involved in.
Defender may be the new Kardashian card, named for the reality show Celebutants. It's marketed to teenage girls.
With this one, you don't need credit, you don't even need a bank account.
But you do need a lot of money for fees.
If you don't use the money that's in there, they actually deduct it or they charge you.
The Kardashian card was a scam Kourtney, Kim, and Khloe participated in.
And I just put those points there just to show they're not afraid of dodgy business. They're not afraid of dodgy dealings. And they're not afraid to sell to their audience any sort of bullshit and not do any due diligence. But does that shady business confirm or deny that they're capable of getting into a conservatorship? I'm not sure. However, like I said, the rabbit hole does get really deep here. And work with me for a second, because there's been many videos out there on the internet that Kylie and her Kylie Cosmetics, how kind of crumbling, they're losing their interest, they're losing its foothold on the young teens, and it's on the beauty community.
Now, I don't want to disappoint anyone, but I don't think Kylie Jenner is going broke anytime soon. She got a reported $600 million for her Kylie Cosmetics sale to Coty. Now, of course, she won't have been able to keep the $600 million, like the tax man would take a huge chunk. I think she reportedly got to keep about half of that.
Kylie has sold 51% of her business for about $600 million. Check this clip out.
During the time that the Free Britney movement was going on, some of Britney fans also did a deep dive into the whole thing, and they discovered that Kim and her entire family profited a whopping $600 million from Britney's conservatorship. The fan said, if you're Lou Taylor and you need to hide $600 mil, would Kim's estate be a logical place to try and hide it? However, they're not putting all the blame on Kim, because they also pointed out that Kylie Jenner sold half of her makeup company, Kylie Cosmetics, for a very familiar price. If you're following the conspiracy, that means the money could have went from Britney's trust to Stonebridge to Panama back into the US through Kim's trust and over to Kylie Jenner.
I said the rabbit hole gets deep. I said the rabbit hole gets deep. I said it. I didn't initially plan out for this to be like a proper conspiratorial episode, but that is not where this shit ends, you know.
Kanye himself revealed a while ago that he was prescribed an ungodly amount of lithium in doses that he didn't even need.
Look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And they when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears you. I mean, look at
they would have Michael Jackson
or worse, yeah. So look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now. You can see there's not much of her.
I know Kanye can go off on tangents. I know Kanye sometimes can seem nonsensical. But the fear and the worry and the anxiety that you saw in that clip, it just seemed palpable. And the rumors about him potentially going into a conservatorship, him being worried about going into a conservatorship, that's not where the rabbit hole ends.
Emily Ratajkowski talked about these things in her book, where she recalls the time she was paid $25,000 to attend the Super Bowl with Joe Low. Joe Low's the same guy who was accused of siphoning $4.5 billion from Malaysia's 1MDB sovereign wealth fund. Kim Kardashian also was associated with Joe Low. Kardashian told investigators that she was first introduced to Low in 2009 and met him about 6 times overall, including 2 instances when she gambled with him. Once she was given about $350,000 in chips and was given a trash bag full of $100 bills estimated to be worth $250,000, which she later stowed in her carry-on bag during a Southwest airline flight back to Los Angeles.
Joe Low. Who is Joe Low? Who is Joe Low? Now, he was the Malaysian businessman who was defamed and caught out to be a fraud, who Kim had a relationship with, or some sort of situation with, and it was linked to the yacht girls, and she was given big bags of money and was able to move that money abroad. What she did with that money, we would never know, and we can only speculate, and it can only be alleged. However, it's funny, we're now seeing that she's potentially in a ring of manipulating and blackmailing rich and powerful men. Also a part of a church that has many people paying tithes to, which could potentially be linked to hush money and silencing victims. Again, Chris is orchestrating it. Really weird, really uncomfortable. The reason I say the rabbit hole gets a bit deeper is this particular segment here.
Another dumb Kanye Get Out reference. It's like, people are so fucking dumb and stupid.
And if you've made it this far, thank you. You're an amazing person. You're gonna do great in life, and God bless you. Not many people do. You're in the 5% of people that finish what they started. There were many jokes when Kim and Kanye were together about him being in the sunken place. A reference to Get Out, the film that portrays black men and the black community as large, being manipulated and controlled by white liberals in order to become docile and their puppets and helpers in their quest for more fame and more power. I might be going on a tangent, but I just thought I'd bring that up to just show this point here. Kim got really offended, unusually offended than she ever normally does. She's been told, how do you feel about your mum pimping you out? No big reaction. But that offense she got to being compared to the Get Out girl and the Get Out jokes and being in the sunken place. I just wonder, was that a defense mechanism? Was she triggered? Maybe she was just tired of the joke. Maybe she felt like, as the mother of his 4 children, that it was highly disrespectful. However, a little fun part of this, when Daniel Kaluuya's character gets attacked from behind and they wear a mask, it was to represent this. And that cult ritual, those cults that wear the mask, come from the Knights of the Templar. Do you remember my episode on transgenders and transgenders being an occult ritual and the Knights of the Templar being linked to Baphomet, Get Out, other iconography of racism and Baphomet symbolism use the Knights of the Templar helmet?
After new evidence exposed Kim Kardashian and her entire money-hungry family for also being involved in Diddy's illegal ring. Not only has Kim been actively involved with Diddy, but she's also a part of a huge Hollywood cult that destroys other celebrities and profits off of their death and declining mental health.
It just made me go, What do I know? Maybe I'm cobbling together loose strings. Maybe I'm just chatting shit on a camera. But that started to make me question a lot more. And it's why when I originally started the episode, I was like, I never thought that an episode on Kim Kardashian and the Kardashian clan / Jenner clan would leave me feeling a bit scared. Kanye's gone out of her way to not only mildly threaten her, but also put them at risk of losing millions and millions of dollars. Their relationship at times felt very much about positioning themselves than actual love, but who really knows? But that was the one time she was triggered. And when you look at the iconography that was involved in that particular episode, that in that particular movie, I should say, maybe there is something a lot more sinister than that's going on than we ever realized. I mean, there is the alleged Kardashian curse, and sometimes I think that's a bit overplayed, but when you see the links they have to potential cults, how the iconography of cultism is all over Hollywood and Los Angeles, how Kanye speaks about them, I don't know. And maybe after watching this, look at Kanye. Does he? I'm not saying he doesn't have mental health, but to me, he seems more afraid. And I kind of worry the way that we've positioned Kanye is more of like, ha, or haha, let's laugh at him, or enabling, than the actual fact that this man's scared and a little bit worried and maybe a bit in over his head in the situation that he put himself in. Again, Cat Williams said it best.
What do you expect? The guy married a whore. Like, what?
Oh, Lord.
Like, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, married her because she was one. Not he didn't know. He understood that he wanted that. He courted that. That's what he wanted, to base his family on.
She got a good heart, though.
Know what you married. But, damn, that left me the most uncomfortable. And it's kind of where I'm gonna end today. I kind of got into a bit of a rabbit hole with them. I'm kind of a bit worried. Maybe this episode gets taken down because it was a bit too speculative, but I don't know. But please put into your comment section about what you think about the Kardashians, what you think their legacy is. Is it manipulating their audience, feeding off controversy? Is it Kim, a girl who wanted to be famous, going from being a reality star to going to being a beauty icon of her generation, which has happened due to Kanye? Is it that? Is it creating $1 billion empire? Is it all these other dark things, the fraud, the lies, the manipulation, the potential drugging, the potential blackmail? Is that her legacy? I guess we'll never really know. I guess we can only speculate. But I love the fact that I got to do this episode for you guys. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next week.
I just wanted to express some things that were not sitting right with my spirit. Now that I'm up out the sunken place, I can think and I could just be yay and